Hello. Hello. Today I wanted to talk about breastfeeding and birth control. A lot of people don't know that you can, when you are extended or exclusively breastfeeding, you can utilize that as your form of birth control. And I'll tell you how. So you have to be exclusively breastfeeding in order for this method to work at all. You can't supplement with formula. Now, for the first 6 months, if you are exclusively breastfeeding, that should be protection enough. If you are exclusively breastfeeding and are feeding your baby on cue, which means every time your baby is hungry, you give them, you put them to the breast and let them eat out as much they want for as long as they want. You don't put them on a schedule. So many times the hospital staff wants you to have your baby on a feeding schedule, but that's not necessarily right when you're breastfeeding. It hinders a lot of things. Don't even get me started on that. And then I have notes, so sorry. And then when the baby needs to be comforted, you let them, comfort nurse, and that's different than nutritional sucking. You can tell the difference. It's kind of a slower, softer suck, and they'll do that to calm themselves down and when they're going to sleep and after they've gotten all their nutrition. So you have to let the baby do that. You can't use pacifiers or bottles. It's got to be exclusive breastfeeding. And when you do this, it's for the first 6 months, because after 6 months, the baby has solids. And so for the first 6 months, it's about 98 to 99.5% effective as a birth control method if you use it properly. But then there is also ecological breastfeeding, and that goes for extended breastfeeding. It goes longer than 6 months, and it's basically the same principles. And you kind of watch your fertility signs, and you have to keep your baby close, and that's a big part of it. They found in many studies that the postpartum menstruation will return earlier in women who don't stay close to their baby at all times. Well, most of the time. A good way to utilize this is by co-sleeping and feeding the baby side-lying. That's always good. You need a nighttime feed, and using baby slings will help with that as well. See what else? Sorry, I apologize. Usually women who use ecological breastfeeding, and they don't experience the return of their postpartum menstruation until 14.6 months is the average, which is a long time, which is great. And so with either of these, you'll really want to watch out if you have any spotting or any type of bleeding at all. That's usually your warning, like, this isn't going to work anymore, you need to find a different method of birth control. And so until then, if you're following all of these, exclusive breastfeeding, only giving token amounts of food after 6 months, and nursing on cue, keeping close to the baby, no pacifiers or bottles, it really is a great way to suppress, to keep that natural infertility that we all get after we have a baby. And it's our body's natural way of spacing out children. And it is possible to become pregnant while using this if you don't use it correctly, or in rare cases, some women ovulate before that warning bleeding, but usually that's really rare. So, I mean, if you're not, if the thought of another baby doesn't freak you out super bad, I mean, I don't see why this isn't a big deal. This is what we use because we're going to be trying for the next baby after my fertility does come back. Ecological breastfeeding was just kind of, I didn't look it up and then do it. It was more of what we were doing, and that's what it's called. And so I just think that this is a, you know, a lot of people don't know about this and how this is a great benefit of, you know, exclusive breastfeeding that's not really talked about. And it's natural, and yeah, so I just thought other people might benefit from knowing this information if they didn't already. And I'll probably have more informational videos like this on different topics. Okay, bye YouTube. Thanks for watching.